Maybe this will be a thing. Maybe it won't. We'll see. Arcane is like doing its second season, and I had FOMO, so here we are, we're gonna watch it. Let's react to it. I wanted to watch it, but I didn't want to write a script. Let's do this. I'm gonna watch with subtitles. I can't. Sometimes people mumble. Sometimes I don't know how to spell anything. So I've already watched the first 3 episodes before. It was like 2 years ago. I did a review of the first 3 episodes. I don't really remember much. You can check out the review if you want, but I wonder how much my opinions will have changed. I should mention, I don't know anything about League of Legends. I don't know the characters. I don't know the concepts. I like how the scene is very good. It's showing us like the different personalities of the characters. With something as simple as just jumping across from one rooftop to the next, we get a display of their like Weasel Guy's cockiness. But I feel like they didn't need to have a tray of cupcakes for Big Chungus over there to just steal a cupcake. Like, I could see him. I could see that he's heavier set. And I would have liked it if they gave us more of his personality than just, he eats. And I guess he complained.
What did I tell you?
That I'm ready.
From what I remember, I don't think she is actually ready. And I don't think Vi should have told her that. Oh, the smoke's 2D. It looks weird. I think Vi is too violent. She has too much tendency towards violence. And I feel like they could avoid a lot of unnecessary hurt if she just chilled out a little. And I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing. She knows she can handle it. Like, she's tough. She's very strong. She's steely-eyed and hardened and whatever. But she doesn't take into consideration those around her. Like, I don't remember his name. Milo or something? Weasel Guy over here? He was clearly struggling in that fight. And Powder definitely wasn't ready for the fight. So she doesn't take into consideration that others aren't as resilient as she is. Which I think her violent tendencies puts people around her in danger because she ends up putting them in that kind of position because of her volatile reactions.
What, Milo? You're right. There's a bunch of things Powder just can't do.
God, I so forgot about this. Oh my god. Oh, I hate this trope where the character, it's such any conflict that comes from a misconstrued moment where a character half hears the conversation and happens to walk away as soon as like the rest of it plays out, and they realize like, oh, the person was actually saying the other thing. I hate that. That is the most contrived way of forming a conflict. It's so lazy. It's a cheap way to have characters be upset with each other, but still have both characters easily be able to be like, oh, but I didn't mean it, and then both of them are still in the right, but it just makes a rift between them. It's cheap. It's lazy. The writing in this show has been very good so far. They've done a very good job at explaining things without having to explain it. Like, the exposition dialogue is very well done. But this is uniquely cheap and contrived compared to the rest of what I've seen in this episode. Okay, so this is where I feel like my limited knowledge on whatever League of Legends is about, it becomes a bit of a hindrance with this story. Like, they do an okay job showing us what this glowy blue rock thing does. It's science magic, and science magic is hard to like define because the science has like parameters that it has to abide by. That's what makes it science. Magic is science that is not explained or can't be explained. That's what makes it magic. And so it's kind of just par for the course for that kind of thing. I don't know if the game would explain any of this better, but it's definitely like, as a viewer who doesn't know anything about League of Legends, I feel like there's important things here that I'm missing. I love her voice. I love her voice actress. I love her actress. I love her voice. So, this episode, I appreciate it. In the first episode, we focused only on the kids, the underground kids. You know, we really got to flesh out their personalities, their dynamics. We explained the dynamic of the underground and Vander and everything. I appreciate that. The second episode starts to introduce a lot more characters. And I think they do a fine job. It is a little overwhelming, you know, especially because, like I said earlier, I just don't know a lot of these things. It's still a lot of, like, having to take in a lot of information. And I wish the scenes that transitioned from one to the next kind of had some sort of theme that could tie the two together somehow. It feels like very fragmented and like we're just jumping around a lot very quickly to a lot of different things. And it's a little hard to follow and keep up with all of it. Like, I get that. I also understand that they're trying to make it feel like tensions are building and there's a lot of cogs spinning that's going to lead to the inevitable conclusion of this first 3 episodes from what I remember. But you can have that and still have a better flow for your narrative. It feels very stop and go, is what I'm saying. I hate the way you just ate, oh my god, I hate the way they just ate that nut. I hated that. Oh. The like robot man said ethos. I thought he meant like the part of your character, like ethos, pathos, logos. But the way Heimerdinger said it, I'm thinking it's like not that. I think there's more to it than that. Like a law or a council. The first episode was really, really good at like explaining things. And this one isn't as good. Like even now they're talking about like the mage war and like how bad magic is and how it corrupts and stuff, but not only are they're not explaining it with their words, like they don't have any specific examples, but the visuals to accompany it is kind of vague also. I wish we were a bit more specific. Magic is the only thing we've seen is teleporting and an accidental explosion. I just wish they explained this a little bit better. This villain guy, I find it hard to care about him, just because I don't know what his motivations are. I know they're making like this like monster serum purple goo thing, but I don't know why. I don't know what his end goal is. I don't know what he wants. Like he's pulling strings within the story, but I don't know why, and it makes his scenes less interesting, I'd say. I feel like Caitlin here really gets the short end of the stick. She gets no development. She gets barely any screen time. I think she has a total of like 4 lines in these first 3 episodes. I know she like starts dating Vi or something, because I can't spend more than 7 seconds on any social media site without seeing people be like, ooh, Kate Vi, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't care about her. I have no interest in her. She's not a person. She's not a character. There's so many elements at play with so many characters going on, and she really just is nothing. I don't know what she even is. She's just a rich girl. That's all I know about her. She's just a rich girl who can't talk to Jace, and this is the only person she has in her orbit, and now she doesn't even get to do anything with him. I have no interest in her. Started a low-carb diet. Lunch is a lot more boring now.
Works.
Oh, they're so cute together. Oh, they're so cute.
Shimmer, we have the power.
Shimmer? Is that what it's called? Is that what their purple stuff is called? Shimmer? That seems way too cutesy. That's like a princess. That's like princess magic. That's like the when you get like a toy of like a princess doll and she comes with like a packet of glitter slime. Magical shimmer. It's not what I would associate with a man who looks like this. So, Powder's really going through it. I know Vi told her to stay back because it's dangerous. And she just saw, like, Benzo die, and she's worried. I know that's what it is. She's worried. She doesn't want Powder to get hurt. But also, Vi should have known she shouldn't have gone after him. Like, it's too dangerous for her as well. And I don't know if it's arrogance or what. Or maybe it's just a sense of duty. Like, she thinks she has to. Like, she thinks she's the only one who can help protect Vander here. It makes her, it's the compelling argument of their situation. Like, do you sit back? And it's kind of the problem that Vander was faced with throughout the entirety of these episodes. Sit back and protect those around you and not fight, or go out and fight and potentially endanger everybody. It's interesting. It's interesting, like her development kind of perfectly encapsulates everything that Vander was trying to avoid. Okay, so, they're Victor and Jace's victory over this. I understand having it be timed up with the events of the stuff happening on the underground. I don't know if it'll play, like, the fact that they happen simultaneously plays an important role in anything later on, but I kind of feel like maybe this interrupted the flow of stuff that was going on with the underground scenes. Like, it makes sense, like, they're both building tension and stuff, but it very much feels like they interrupt each other, is the kind of thing. I kind of wish Jace and Victor's whole misadventures had been condensed and only been in the second episode. Like, I wish this conclusion would have happened by the end of episode 2. So then this episode 3 could focus entirely on Vi, Silco, Vander, etc. It's not bad this way, but I just feel like, you know what I mean. You know? Alright, I get a sense. The theme of the show is, or at least these last few episodes, is the risk of fighting, you know? Like, the risk of, if you fight, how do you get hurt? Who do you lose if you fight? But there's also the risk of what you lose if you don't fight. I wonder if that theme will continue throughout the rest of the show. I imagine it might. I don't know much about League of Legends, but I'm pretty sure it's a game where you fight other people. But yeah, interesting concept, and an interesting way that they've personified that concept here. Like, they've done a good job showing both sides of it, both the good and bad of fighting versus not fighting. I don't know how Jace and Victor's story is going to lean into that concept, other than just, like, what kind of fighting will happen over the hex text stuff. Oh, the fire's 2D. That looks weird. Every time they do 2D, it looks weird. She's so awful. Is Vi a villain? Because I know, like, you know, emotions are high right now, but literally everything she's done has been about protecting Powder. That's why she told Powder to stay behind. You know, she wants to keep her safe. The only thing she's ever talked about is how much she wants Powder to be, like, respected and being good and have a better life. And now, I get it. A lot of things happened. Yes, Powder's explosion accidentally killed Clagger and Milo. But to, like, not only hit her, but to and then tear her down, but then, like, abandon her. I mean, she gets kind of, like, kidnapped, I guess. They both get kind of kidnapped, I suppose. She's just too violent. And now she just, no, I hate you. Vi. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like a lot of that stuff at the end there with Vi and Powder kind of comes out of nowhere. Like, it's very sudden. Like, I know Powder, we saw earlier in this episode how emotionally volatile Powder was, and we saw how violent Violet was, but them splitting up feels rather sudden. Powder deciding to stay with these guys feels sudden. Violet suddenly, like screaming and attacking, physically attacking Powder feels a bit sudden. It's a bit sudden. I wish we could have hinted towards it just a little bit more. Like a scene where we do see Vi talking about how, maybe Powder is a jinx. Or maybe more scenes to, like, really show how Powder is just, like this close to abandoning the family and just giving up on all this stuff. I don't know, something. It's just a little bit sudden. Alright, and then that was episode 3. Now I'm all caught up on everything I know. From here on out, I don't know what the heck happens in this show.
Have done wonders for our city.
Oh, really?
You deserve this honor.
So, wait. So we went from, oh no, this magic stuff bad, to, oh, actually, it's done a bunch of great things for our city. Was there a time skip? He looks the same, right? Not only, like, his face is the same, his outfit's the same. Jace looks the same. Heimerdinger looks the same, but I would expect him to. He already said he was over 300. Was there a time skip? What is that Karibo? She looks like she's aged. Maybe they could have given Jace, like, a goatee or something. I still don't care about Caitlyn. I did. And now she's like a cop or something? I don't. They have done nothing to make me care about her. At all. She's not interesting. She doesn't have enough time on screen to convince me if she's interesting. This is the coolest thing we've seen so far. Hoverboards and, like, magic rock bombs? That's cool. Now we're talking. Now we're in a fantasy world. That's not good. Just a tiny bit of unresolved trauma. Oh. Victor looks terrible. Why does he look so sad? Why does he look like he's been crying? I will say, I was talking before about fighting versus not fighting, and the risk versus reward of doing so. I see this parallel starting to happen with the hex tech stuff, but it's not fighting or not fighting. It's progress or not progress. Risking something like new innovation. Because again, like, Heimerdinger is doing something very similar to what Vander was doing before, of being overly cautious, but you can't make changes if you don't charge in and do something. But sometimes the changes can end pretty poorly. And both Heimerdinger and Vander knew that. I think Heimerdinger's gonna die. If he's anything like Vander. You're still around? I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't think Marcus was gonna be, like, an important character. I thought he was gonna be just, like, a background nobody for the first 3 episodes. I'm not sure how I feel about the music choice in this show. Like, it's not bad. I don't know, man. I feel like they're trying a little too hard to make Jinx extra, you know? Like, I get it. I get it. She's quirky. Shit, handwriting. Oh, I'm so conflicted. Was this a good move? Was this a bad move? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I understand. Err on the side of caution. They almost lasered up Heimerdinger's pet thing. But also, I don't know, Victor looks really sick over there, and I just feel bad for him. Oh, the fire extinguisher goos 2D. It looks weird. This episode's, like, the same as episode 1, but played in reverse. Where the first one started with an explosion, and then we watched Powder fail in her mission of stealing all the important stuff. This one's ending with an explosion, and she's succeeded. I guess she's doing a bit better now. Okay, so we've had the passage of time. I'm going to nitpick. I don't like how most of these council members don't look like anything is after them. At most, Caitlin's mom has, like, more gray in her hair. Everyone else looks the same. They're wearing the same outfits. That one old bald dude is still fiddling around with the same toy. We could play around with the time skip a lot more. There's a lot of parallels at play. Like how I just said with Jinx, but also with Jace. You know, again, basically being held accountable for, you know, his glowy rocks causing trouble. But in the first one, cast in darkness, you know, end poorly. This one, flooded with light, and he's being praised. In the first one, he was, like, really charging forward with we need to keep doing our innovation stuff, but now he's pulling back and being like, no, we need to cut it all out. Interesting developments. And I've noticed that Victor is being very much overshadowed. Yeah, that was kind of very obviously displayed with its cinematography. What's gonna happen with Victor? He doesn't seem like the type to get jealous. I don't like how physically close they are. I think it's supposed to be like a father-daughter thing, but she's too much up in his business, you know? I'm sorry. I just don't care about Kate. Not more Caitlyn stuff. What happened to Echo? I'm gonna be so honest. The Roman numeral 6 on her cheek, more goofy than cool. I get what they were going for. It looks like Vi. Not only is he, like, sick or something, but also all this hex tech improvement, and it's only benefiting Piltover. And Victor said he was from the underground. I see. Ah, the conflict. I see where it's going. That wasn't good. Is he tripping balls? Is it he tripping balls? Or is it blood, like, activates some weird thing in the hex tech? Oh. Neither are a good option, I'm gonna say. I get why people ship them. Everyone loves a good old conflicting personalities kind of ship. Here's my problem. I think Caitlin's boring and I don't like Vi. I think she's too violent and angry. So, uh-oh. So like I said, I felt like, they were trying a little too hard with the Jinx. I also feel like they're trying a little too hard with Vi. Like, I get it. She's no nonsense, no bullshit, doing how she does. It's weird, because they feel so much more exaggerated now than what we saw as them as kids. I wonder how they wrote this. I wonder if they started writing the story, conceptualizing it from this point, and then after finishing, like, the plot, the narrative that we'll see at the end of this season, they retroactively went back and wrote the children's stuff, because they feel so much more reserved and held back, and, like, more fleshed out concepts of characters than these versions of them that we're seeing in these 2 episodes. I wonder what Medarda's goal is. She's very manipulative. She's pulling the strings. She's done a lot of stuff to get Jace to move forward and to have him basically be playing right into her hands. I wonder what her goal is. It can't just be greed. I'm suspicious. I'm so suspicious of so many characters. And suddenly, all this flirting. So, I don't know what they're called. This race of people. We've only just seen Heimerdinger for the most part. There's been a couple of them in the background. Without the giant mustache, their faces are weird. I'm gonna be honest, her face is a little weird. I guess my Jace Victor ship is out the window at this point. That's okay. Victor deserves better anyways. It is blood. I appreciate that. Silco is so melancholic, so melodramatic, just, ooh, have you ever thought about drowning? Having Powder be like, okay, I get it, God, is so refreshing. I was so not expecting, like, in-universe Imagine Dragons. That's what they look like. That's what those guys look like. So, I know, like, the episodes are, like, in 3 episode structures. Everyone said, like, the first 3 episodes is, like, a part, and then the next 3 episodes is, like, a part. So that means it'll be the end of this part. So I'm guessing something really crazy is gonna happen in this episode. Let's see. This is where the clown pops out and offers him his boat back. That was the guy who was like making Shimmer in the first few episodes. I wonder, does Victor know? Is he a part of it? I'm so suspicious of every single character. I don't trust any of them. I expect every single one of them to have ulterior motives for some reason. I don't know why. I'm so nervous and so suspicious. Where's Echo? What happened to that kid?
I didn't realize he was so close.
He's like my brother.
Ugh. Nothing strikes down a ship dynamic worse than they're like my sibling. You're like a sibling to me. Oh no, shippers everywhere, cry out. Don't do something dumb. Oh, we actually just cut away? Oh, we were doing something with Victor. I feel like this show constantly interrupts itself. It cock-blocks itself all the time. Oof, nailed it. I'm just gonna say, I feel like teasing the crazy girl with explosives and a knife, not a good thing for your own health. It's fascinating. The first 3 episodes, I did not care about Jace and Victor's Hextech shenanigans. Every time we cut to a scene with them, I was just anxious to get back to Vi and Powder and their adventure. Now it's the opposite. You know, getting away, I just want to know what happens with Victor and Jace and this Hextech thing, and every time we jump over to Jinx being extra or Vi being broody, I'm just like, come on, get back to the technology thing. I want to see what happens.
You've got a good heart.
Does she? Do people with good hearts hit their sisters? You traded your whole gun? I think you could have found something else to trade. Like a necklace? Something she could sell? Like, no wonder people ship Caitlyn and Vi. They're the only characters who interact with each other. Like, Caitlyn talked to Jace a little bit, but Vi just exclusively is with Caitlyn. Like, no wonder people ship them. Does that still work after all these years? Damn, you're still alive? Or the smoke's 2D and it looks weird. They introduce them like in episode 4 and then they just vanish. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know who they're fighting for. I don't know what their cause is. Like, they were cool. Their hoverboards and rock bombs are cool, but who are they? What are they doing? I'll be honest, that episode didn't have as big of a crazy spectacle as I thought. Like, I guess they met each other again. So it wasn't like things happened, but I don't know. It wasn't as crazy as I expected, but that's okay. We got 3 episodes left. The Fireflies is like a music group. they make YouTube MVs. Before I'm gonna call it now, I think this is Echo, because when he was like listening in on Vander's conversation, his like little spyglass was in the mask of something that looked kind of owl-ish. This looks similar. I think this is Echo. Called it. Told ya. Haha. Listen, I know it's fan service, but I don't think you should take your shirt off for this. I think you might burn yourself. But does he mean that, though? But does he really mean that? Do they mean Hextech to the masses? Or do they mean Hextech to the people in Piltover? Can't help but notice that discontent in his voice when talking about people in the underground. I've talked about how I'm suspicious of basically every single character. The only one I'm not suspicious of is Jinx, and that's because she's too hard to predict. Like, even if something goes wrong, it might or might not have been on purpose. I don't know. It's a very relaxing place to just chill. I'm startled at the concept of the Underground Council. I don't think they've mentioned it before. Like, they mentioned it a little bit earlier in this episode. I don't know. The Piltover Council is so important. I guess I would have just expected this one to be referenced at all. Like, I guess earlier, like in episode 3, Silco mentioned, like, there's more than just the lanes. But I don't know. Based off of everything we see, it seems like the lanes really is the only place that exists.
Listen to me. Your people wouldn't have to hide anymore.
Will he listen to you? Jace is kind of asshole. Oh, but he thought about it. He thought about it. He thought about letting that bomb blow up. He thought about it. He thought about ending. He can see Jace is on a bad path. A violent one. He's a bad guy. I don't like Jace. I started in the beginning, I was like, yeah, he's neat. And now I'm like, no, I don't like him. A lot of the characters I used to like, I don't like. Become a mage, please. Oh, I'm worried. I'm worried. She's gonna blow up the bridge. That's why they keep giving us that wide shot. She's gonna blow it up. I knew it. I called it. I kind of expected the whole thing to collapse, but I called it. Damn. I thought Marcus was gonna live. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. All I ever see is people babbling on and on and on about Kaylin and Vi. Screw them. Jinx and Echo are way cooler. Just like as characters, way cooler. Way more fun. Kaylin is boring and Vi is a grump. These two are way better. So the show looks amazing. This, stylistically, way cooler. Oh my god. They should play around with jazzing things up like this a lot more. This is really stand out and cool. So like, what happened to Victor? I don't know, he was kind of going through something last we saw. It's been a while since we checked back in on that plot point. This is another character, this lady. I did not expect her to be nearly as prevalent as she is. Ooh, she's wearing all black. That's not good. That's like villain colors. I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't think now's the time for this. Like, we have so many plot points. And Mel being, like, banished from her family, while interesting, I don't know, it's just adding more to this that I don't think needed to be thrown in the second to last episode. Like, I bet it's setting up something important for season 2. But come on, guys. Like, we're right on the edge of, I'm edge of my seat waiting for Victor to show back up. You know, what's happening with Caitlyn and Vi in the council? Jinx is critically injured. I don't want to sit here and waste time with Mel's backstory with her mommy she doesn't like. Come on. Pacing. I will admit, The biggest problem I have with the show is its pacing. It not only interrupts itself constantly, but it introduces new things at weird times that it hurts the flow of the narrative. I wonder if Jinx will get, like, new superpowers or something. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool outcome because of this. Yeah, and what's Heimerdinger doing? What are you doing, dude? Who would paint demon faces into the wall? You wanted to offer your assistance? Maybe do something more than just skulk around with your hoodie on. Maybe that's why people were a little unwelcoming towards you. You didn't really seem all that inviting. Ugh. Get back to Victor already. Here's an interesting thing, thinking about parallels with story. So in the beginning, Vander was working with that one lady, that one enforcer, to like help keep the peace. This was something both Silco and Vi were upset with him about. Silco was upset because he wants to, like, you know, break free from the Piltover people and whatnot. Vi was upset because, you know, the enforcers killed her parents and whatnot and things. Understandable. Throughout the events of the story, both Silco and Vi ended up also teaming up with enforcers in the end. Silco teamed up with Marcus and had him working for him. Vi's obviously teamed up with Caitlyn. They're working together. And it's the parallels of they're very willing to work with the people in charge, the people they view as the enemy, so long as they can benefit from it. It's interesting. The parallels between them all are interesting. Finally! Jeez Louise! Are you a mage? Can you do magic? Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, boy! Oh no! Oh no! It's not yeah, boy! Oh god! Oh! Oh! What the hell is this? What the hell is this now? I'm gonna be honest, these two are my least favorite characters. Vi and Jace, I think they suck. I think they're in the wrong. You know, I think they have bad reasons behind their actions. And I think they're doing the wrong thing, or at least going about it the wrong way. I think they suck. I think they both suck. Yeah, see? This is why they suck. They're sucky people. You suck, Jace. Alright, one episode left. Let's see how they wrap all this up.
Do you not understand? I am part of this now.
You chose that. Oh, boo. When I went to war, people died. He's just such a spoiled loser. He only benefits himself. He only cares about himself. He came charging in thinking he was gonna be some hero. What? When I kill people, they die? Yeah, no shit. And the only reason Vi's here is because she's salty about Powder. That's the only reason she cares about Silk, I guess Vander, to get revenge. Some vague concept of revenge. She doesn't care. He's stupid. I don't think there are heroes. Like, this show has done a good job presenting all sides of this conflict. And many conflicts, not just these two here, you know? No one's fully a bad guy. And no one's fully a good guy. Everyone has right and wrong in them. I don't like Jace and Vi. They're the most selfish characters. Because they only care about their own benefit, their own actions, their own seats on the council, their sister liking them again, things like that. They're just hiding behind the facade of, oh, and we'll protect people. It's just convenient that the guy they're going after happens to have, like, forces that they can paint as the bad guys. I like how there's so much going on. Like, this whole war with Piltover and the Undercity and the war and they're fighting and there's Jinx. Where's Jinx? Oh, and Caitlyn fighting for this, and completely off on his own, doing his own thing, is Victor suffering by himself. Ugh, I do not care about you. There's all these other, much more interesting plot lines going on. Much more compelling things I care about. All these other... I don't care about you. Why are you in the story? Ugh.
Am I interrupting?
Oh, the parallels. Oh my god. What? Why? So that's the thing with Jace. He's unrealistic. He has unrealistic expectations. This skewed perception that everything can be a fairy tale ending. Because he's privileged. And, like, you know, that's a... Why was he in the snow? What was him and his mom doing in the snow? That's why I don't like him. He doesn't think. Oh yeah, I forgot you were in the story. Both of you. They're the best characters. They're the heroes. They're the real good guys. Heimerdinger and Echo, they're the best ones. 10 out of 10. They're the real heroes. Ah, glowy eyes. Ooh. I should have known things were gonna go poorly when the scene was lit so red. Here we go. This is the scene. This is the scene I've been waiting for. Really talking to each other. Oh no. Oh no. In this moment, Vi realizes, oh no, it's a lot worse than I thought it was. So remember earlier when I said Jinx was the only one I wasn't suspicious of? Guess I was wrong. I guess I should have been a lot more suspicious. What the hell was that? Didn't she actually get superpowers or something? Oh no. Good? Bad? Oh. Well, now what's gonna happen with Zahn? Feel like maybe the song's a little on the nose. Is it gonna be the bridge? Are we gonna actually blow up the bridge? Oh, I don't think it's the bridge. That's how the first season ends? Wow. No wonder everyone was like going crazy waiting for the second season. Alright, I guess I'll just like babble about some thoughts now. I'm gonna say, I don't know why everyone only talks about Caitlyn and Vi. Like, I guess they're a cute enough couple, but their story arc is definitely the most boring. I'm going to say, if Jinx wasn't in this story, the show wouldn't have been nearly as popular as it is. The things her character gets to is the most interesting parts of every single scene, episode, the whole show. She's really the reason it's that stylistically interesting. It's all Jinx. On top of that, I think Heimerdinger now doing stuff with Echo in general, with the firelights, I think they're very interesting. They're just more interesting than Kate and Vi running around looking for a single orb, a single gem. I don't like Chase, but also I get the feeling I'm not supposed to. The council are very clearly not amazing people. They're very selfish, and he's that perspective of the council. The only thing that makes Jace more interesting is his relationship with Victor. And I don't mean like relationship like romantic or anything. I mean like he is very close with Victor. He respects Victor greatly. They are partners. But he's kind of like antithetical to everything Victor is fighting for. You know, Jace talks about, oh, we'll better people. We'll be the betterment of everybody. But he really only cares about the betterment of Piltover and the elites, the people who are already well off. He, in fact, very openly thinks people from the underground are not worth it. He thinks they're dangerous. Victor comes from that background. Not only that, he's also not nearly as privileged as Jace is, and he got shunned and hidden away while Jace got propped up and given rewards, all kinds of rewards and spectacle and all this stuff. I would love to see Jace get his comeuppance. I want to see Victor, like, really give him a good talking to. Like, you aren't actually as good as you think you are, man. I think Caitlyn's unfortunately just boring. She's like lawful good, you know, on the chart. She's the example of what things would be in an idealistic world. I think she's kind of boring, and she doesn't have a lot to compel her character forward. Like, I know she's rich. She comes from a rich family. Why did she want to be a cop? I don't know. The only thing that compels her in this story is Vi, and she just met Vi. By episode, I think it was 6 or something, she was like, but what about us? And it's like, you met this girl like an hour ago. I don't think this friendship, this companionship, this maybe a crush that's floating around is a very strong, compelling factor. I think they really shot themselves in the foot by not having Caitlyn be more prominent in the first 3 episodes. Caitlyn in the first 3 episodes is just like, oh, it's that one council member's daughter who doesn't do anything. She sits around and is rich and is friends with Jace, and then that doesn't even really get to go anywhere. And they try to give her like this little bit of a backstory thing where it's like, oh, you're a good marksman. But like, there's just, she feels much more shallow than every other character in the story. Theories for season 2? I I think most of the council are gonna die. I can't see how they're gonna survive this. Honestly, a lot of them we don't need. I don't know, I imagine all-out war is actually gonna be happening now. You know, I think talks of peace are out the window. In fact, the whole council system might be out the window. I think Echo and Heimerdinger are going to create something, like they're gonna build something. They're gonna innovate something that will help the people. They'll be like, actually beneficial. And if that's the case, I think they might end up working with Victor in regards to this. There was a shot where when Victor was sitting there, you know, being sad because of his diagnosis, Heimerdinger showed up and we had this shot from behind where we got to see them silhouetted in that great waterfall system area. Later, when he was on the edge and then Jace walked up, we had a similar shot, but now Victor was where Heimerdinger was. The show really likes cinematic parallels. It really, really revels in narrative parallels, cinematic parallels, artistic parallels. It really likes playing into that concept. That's really obvious just by looking at the character design. You know, I noticed, you know, Vi has her pink hair and blue eyes, and Jinx has her blue hair and pink eyes. I noticed. It's very clear that they're doing a lot of, like, parallels throughout the story. So I think they're trying to set up the idea that Victor will basically follow in Heimerdinger's footsteps. That's my theory. I think Jace is gonna be more obnoxious. Like I said, I want him to get his comeuppance. I don't know about Kate and Vi. I imagine at most it'll be like, oh, we gotta fight and protect people, but I think Jinx is going to be the bad guy. I think she's the villain moving forward, or at least gonna be like the excuse that the Piltover people have as their villain. She's not gonna take over Silco's role, but I think she will be the thing that they're hunting down, especially after the whole giant bomb crashing into the council thing. On that note, I would like it if, like, the other, like, underground warlord people kind of, like, rose up a little. That was an interesting thing that, you know, it came to a very interesting conclusion. I think that could be a fun twist to add to the development of the show moving forward. Oh, one thing I do not care about at all is Mel's mom. I do not care about her. I don't care about her story. I don't care about, oh, there's a threat. I need I need Hex Tech so I can win my war. Whatever. I have, like, negative interest in her. There's so many other things, and her contribution to it all feels so passive. It doesn't help that she was introduced in, like, the third to last episode at best, you know? So yeah, I'm glad I watched it now, so I don't have to sit around and wait for, like, what was it, 3 years for season 2 to come out? I can just watch it tomorrow. And I will! Shout out to my $10 patrons, you're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Noah Perkins, Sunny Shy, Genital War Thunder, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Isaiah, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Messiah, Zach, Ben's Sketchbook, Rain, Omega Fighter, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Juan, Bunkin Duncan, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Butt, Cloudy Days, The Enigma, C1 Trooper, Sean, Primo Rune, Overhypen, Knight, Plague, Unspoken, and Tyrene. Hope you liked this video. It was fun. Let me know what you think. By the time this video comes out, I'll probably have already watched season 2, so don't worry about spoilers. Let me know if you had fun, thoughts and theories, artistic parallels that you noticed throughout the whole thing. I had a lot of fun, so cool. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.